Hey guys, Brian here at Dailey Manufacturing. Today we're going to talk about two different types of cabinetry that we get asked about all the time. The first one's frame cabinetry and the second one's going to be frameless. First we're going to go over the frame cabinetry. On frame cabinetry, when you open your doors, there's an 1.5-inch solid wood face frame here. Attached to the face frame is the plywood for the box. 90% of what we do is frame cabinetry. The advantage of it, it's super strong, it's a little less expensive than some of the frameless cabinetry, and it's just what's out there, what's been out there, and what's really well known in America. The downfall of it, as opposed to frameless, is you lose some space here from the face frame. If you can see, my finger can go back, and you don't see my whole finger once it goes in here. You lose a couple inches worth of space in here. It doesn't really affect you on a wall cabinet, but when we get down to the base cabinets and we pull the drawer out, you're going to lose a little bit of size in your drawer. Most people would never notice it, but if you came from having frameless cabinets, you're definitely going to see that they're a little smaller drawer-wise. The hardware is basically the same. Everything's going to be soft close. Everything's going to be high-end hardware, so you're not going to lose anything going from frame to frameless or vice versa. When you do a frame job, you're going to see a little bit of a reveal. Even though this is a full overlay cabinet, there will be a little bit of a reveal where you'll see some of the face frame here. So when you line all your cabinets up, you're going to have a little bit of spacing in between each cabinet. It's totally normal. You see it in almost every kitchen. You probably wouldn't even notice it if I didn't just tell you about it now. Face frame cabinets are very strong. They're much easier to install than a frameless cabinet, whereas a frameless cabinet, you need someone who's pretty much specializes in installing frameless cabinets. So with that being said, we'll move down to our frameless cabinet. I'll kind of show you the ins and outs of that. All right, now we're going to move on to frameless cabinetry. We're going to kind of go over the ins and outs of this and talk about the pluses and minuses to using the frameless cabinet. So, unlike the frame cabinet, this is super, super tight lines. You really don't see anything in between the cabinets. There's no face frame to see. There's very small lines, very little reveals. It gives you a real nice modern look. So we're going to open up this door and kind of go over this. I'm going to open the top one too so you see a little better. As you can see here, there is not that 1.5-inch face frame that we have in our frame cabinets. This is a 3/4 inch box. It's edge banded. It's all made out of plywood. There is no solid wood front. So the whole box is really strong, but at the same time, it doesn't have that frame. So when you install it, you could potentially rack it if you're not using a real high-end frameless cabinet. There's a lot more room here as opposed to our frame cabinet because, again, we don't have that 1.5-inch lip and we're not losing any room in here. Not going to notice it a lot on a wall cabinet or a cabinet such as this, but when we have our rollouts, they're going to be significantly larger in this than they would be in a frame cabinet. And then when we move over to a regular base cabinet, same thing. We don't have that 1.5 inch, so we're gaining a lot of space on our drawer boxes. So there's a lot more storage, which is why it's also sometimes referred to as a full access cabinet, because we have access to almost everything inside of there. Now you get all the same features from a frameless as a frame cabinet. You can put all the same stuff in there. You can put trash cans in there, just like you can in a frame line. There's nothing different. It's just the installation's a little trickier on a frameless cabinet. You really need somebody that knows what they're doing as far as installing a frameless cabinet. So if you have any questions about the difference between a frameless cabinet or a frame cabinet, hop on our website, send us an inquiry, give us a phone call, or check us out on Facebook or Instagram. Send us a message. We'll answer any questions we possibly can for you. Thanks.